Welcome to the video. Today we will expose the $1,000 car payment lie and show why a new high-paying job can lure people into dangerous auto debt. We will walk through how it happens, why it is risky, and how to escape if you are already stuck. We will include practical steps, diagrams, and a short quiz to lock in the learning. Let's begin. Here is our roadmap. First, we will explain the behavioral trap that ties a temporary income spike to a long-term car loan. Next, we will define the 10% rule for car payments. After that, we will explain negative equity with diagrams and a table. Then, we will give an emergency exit plan, compare selling options, and map a 90-day recovery timeline. Finally, we will reinforce learning with a quiz and conclude with key takeaways. We start by challenging the common illusion that a sudden increase in income is stable and permanent. The new paycheck can feel like permission to upgrade to a luxury vehicle. Social pressure and fear of missing out amplify the impulse. However, the core mistake is connecting a long-term, high-interest auto loan to a temporary, fragile income increase. This mismatch sets up severe risk during any job market turbulence. This flowchart shows the sequence. A sudden income spike creates temptation to upgrade to a luxury vehicle. If you say yes, dealers often extend loan terms to 72 or 84 months to make a high price seem affordable. This leads to a $900 to $1,100 monthly payment. If that payment exceeds 10% of your net take-home pay, you are overextended. When a job market shock arrives, cash flow tightens, savings drain, and negative equity develops. Alternatively, if you say no and keep a reliable car, you can build an emergency fund and maintain flexibility. This pie chart allocates a typical monthly net income into major categories. Essentials take 45%, savings and emergency fund take 20%, discretionary is 25%, transportation excluding the payment is 9%, and the car payment slice is 10%. The visual underscores that once the car payment rises above 10% of net income, it compresses savings and essentials, creating fragility when income drops. Now we define negative equity. Negative equity occurs when the outstanding loan balance exceeds the vehicle's resale value. During a job loss, the situation becomes a cash drain because the borrower must continue payments on an asset that cannot be liquidated without paying the difference to clear the lien. The debt gap must be closed quickly to stop further financial damage. Here is a sample case. The buyer paid $54,000 out the door with a $2,000 down payment, financing approximately $52,000 over 84 months at 7.5%. The resulting payment is $972. After 18 months, the current balance is still about $44,500 because of slow amortization early in the loan. The private sale value is approximately $32,000, leaving a gap of $12,500 in negative equity. Let's compare two exit paths. A private sale often yields a higher price, which can reduce the negative equity gap, but it takes more time and effort and requires careful coordination with the lender to obtain a payoff letter and handle the title release. Instant buyers such as large used car retailers provide speed and simplicity. Their offers are usually lower, which means the negative equity gap can be larger, but they can settle the list at closing. This option is valuable when the cash flow emergency is urgent and time is critical. Here are the actionable steps. First, immediately secure any income stream, including temporary work or side gigs. Second, request a 10-day payoff letter from the lender and gather title and registration documents. Third, obtain multiple offers, using instant buyers for speed and private listings for higher prices. Fourth, complete the sale quickly and be prepared to bring certified funds to cover the negative equity at closing. Fifth, downsize to the most reliable, inexpensive transportation available, ideally paying cash or taking a minimal loan. Sixth, rebuild by prioritizing a 6-month emergency fund before considering any major depreciating purchase. This timeline maps a 90-day recovery. In the first week, the focus is on administrative setup and income stabilization. Between days 8 and 21, the vehicle is listed privately, while instant buyer quotes provide a fallback. The goal is to accept the best offer and close the sale, paying the negative equity difference. From day 22 to day 90, the priority shifts to acquiring an inexpensive, reliable car and rebuilding savings. targeting 1 month of expenses first and progressing towards 6 months. This sequence diagram shows interactions among you, the lender, and the buyer. You first notify the lender and obtain a payoff quote. Next, you solicit offers from buyers, accept the best one, and arrange closing. At closing, the buyer pays the purchase price directly to the lender. You then pay the remaining negative equity to fully satisfy the loan. After the lien is cleared, the lender releases the title, which transfers to the buyer. Finally, you purchase a low-cost replacement vehicle. Question: what is the maximum recommended share of your net monthly take-home that your car payment should consume? Options: A 10%, B 15%, C 20%, D 30%. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is A, 10%. Staying at or below 10% helps maintain financial flexibility and reduces the chance that a job loss will trigger a cash flow crisis. Question: what is the core mistake that creates the $1,000 car payment trap? Options: A, buying used instead of new. B, tying long-term high-interest debt to a short-term income spike. C, negotiating the APR too aggressively. D, paying in cash. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is B. The trap is created by linking a long-term high-interest loan to a temporary increase in income. When the income falls, the payment persists, producing financial strain and negative equity. This section provides answers in a Markdown formatted list. Myth 1 is that being able to make the monthly payment means you can afford the car. True affordability includes insurance, maintenance, fuel, and depreciation. If the note exceeds 10% of net income, it is a warning sign. Myth 2 is that refinancing will fix the problem. In reality, refinancing often extends the term and raises total interest while rarely eliminating negative equity. Myth 3 is that selling quickly is embarrassing. Short-term embarrassment is preferable to long-term stress, and speed is important during a cash flow crisis. The rule of thumb is to keep the car note at or below 10% of net income, build a 6-month emergency fund before major purchases, and pay cash for a basic, reliable car when possible. This is an educational video and not personalized financial advice. Individual circumstances vary, and viewers should consult a qualified professional before making major financial decisions. Market conditions, rates, and resale values change over time. These are the core principles. Income spikes are not permanent. Keep the car payment at or below 10% of net income. Negative equity converts a vehicle into a cash drain, so close the gap quickly. Sell promptly, downsize, and reset. Build a 6-month emergency fund before undertaking another large depreciating purchase. To recap, recognize the trap early and avoid pairing luxury with long-term debt. Use the 10% threshold as a guardrail. If unemployment happens, prioritize income immediately and move quickly to sell the vehicle. Choose a credible fast buyer and pay the negative equity gap to clear the lien. Downsize aggressively and rebuild savings before considering upgrades. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you avoid the $1,000 car payment trap, please like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more practical financial content. Post your questions and experiences in the comments so we can learn together.